And here is a page I've been looking forward to for a very long time. It's basically, if you've read last page, you see that um, die, or they, pronouncing it your way, she got, she touched Hala, and something is happening with Hala, and it just transferred, or it started to affect her once she touched him physically. And so, um, and then Cheeks here, he touched him too, and in the middle of that, he it's like a switch turned on, and so he went into battle mode, and so he flips and does some acrobatic shit. And so I don't think I really translated like the way he flipped too well, but it's the best I could do in the time I had, and hopefully that will improve. But anyway, so when he flips, so he flips back onto the wall, and he uses that momentum. And you see in the last page, he's like reaching in his back for something, and so he used that momentum to twist and do some kind of somersault. Push off the wall and flip forward, and that's how he like cuts her arm. And actually, the way you see this video end, that was just me. I was just finishing the line art, but I actually ended up changing things. And I usually do if you've watched the other epitome page videos. And so with this, I changed it because I really wanted to show the impact, and I actually considered maybe making it into another animation, like a few pages before. But I was like, that's too soon. Like, I don't want too many of those type of animation pages in the same chapter. So only one per chapter, if I do any. So I just to space it out, because it's still um, I wanted to read like a comic more than I want to do the animations, but I do want that integrated into it as part of the comic. So, uh, anyway, off track. But so back to the explaining how it's turned. So he does that somersault twist and ends up slicing her arm off completely, and you'd see in the next page that uh, I can't tell you how she'll react, but and so you see here, at first I was gonna have him in the second panel, like flip, like move his arm back and flip the his knife in the air, and it falls down and he catches it, and that was the point. um, but then I changed my mind. As I was finishing the coloring, I changed my mind about it, and you see that at the end if you haven't seen it actual page already, because it just seemed like it made more sense, because I thought it would be cool for it to transition where you barely see his face at all, and until the last panel, while you basically see her face, and then you go into barely seeing her face at the end of the panel. So that was I thought that dynamic was cool, so I wanted to keep that. And you see the knife flip, and it just didn't translate well in the angle I had it at. Maybe if I did like a farther view, or if I kept the same position as the first panel, but I also wanted to show the camera move too with him. So so thinking of the animation that I would have done, and it would have had been flipping, like to like showing him like flip, and then it's gonna go down around to the left, and so and then until you're back, like kind of a full circle, because it's a very quick moment that he's doing. And you see in the last page, so he flips, cuts your arm off, uh, and so see, it doesn't fit like how he flips the knife. And so you see, I changed it so you could barely see his face, and he catches it, and you couldn't see the flip at all. And I was like, man, no one's gonna catch that. And so, but I did the knives anyway because I was like, maybe I'll figure out something. And then I realized, oh, he could just catch her knife. And then I thought, oh, that would be very cool. So I think that's another thing that adds to the time I spend on these. And you, oh man, I should have made that door with a smaller going down to the ground more. But hey, whatever. Anyway, so and he in this way you see like just how much of a better fighter he is, and how you really don't see why he. Yeah, you'll probably see why he holds back in the later pages. But yep, one of my favorite pages. Thank you so much for sponsoring Vexingly Yours. Bye.